All right, so welcome to another fabulous part two that I said I was going to do the screen share with you. So welcome back to GIMME Global Exposure Networking Business with JDL. As I said, this was going to be part two of the part one that I streamed out earlier. So without further ado, let me get that up on my page so I can go ahead and screen share that with you. So give me one moment as I bring that up for you, so that way there you all be able to pull that up together with me, and that way there you'll be able to go ahead and listen in fully as I see it. Give me one moment. Okay, so now you have it pulled up. Just give me a few moments while I bring it in. Let me share it with you, and I'll go ahead and do my due. I hope that the sound will be okay for you, but I wanted to share this for a reason. And once I get certain through, I'll return right back. Give me one moment.
Everybody, we are back in the house. You got Rude Mike. Rude Ma has finally made it here, and I have this phenomenal cast here. When you guys find out everybody that I have here, you're gonna like flip out because I know I'm flipping out. Like I had, I'm flipping out. Like this is, in case you didn't get that, that is my most favorite person in the world. Las Vegas Live with me at the Pepper Mill every Tuesday. You need to go catch that show. If you do not, definitely log on to YouTube and follow, subscribe. We have Keith Kramer, which I am saying that right because I mess your name up every single time you come. I got it right this time, correct? Okay. Well, you guys, I have something else in store for you that I have been waiting and it finally came popped off. So I have Mr. Valentino, the world famous tribute artist, that the world famous Michael Jackson tribute artist on the Strip, has a hit show on the Strip here in Las Vegas. And we have Miss Geraldine Hughes, that is the author of the Redemption book of Michael Jackson. So, welcome everybody to Reckless. Welcome to Hot
It's
702.
amazing to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. I am so honored to have all of you guys here. Wow, it has been a journey. It has been a journey to get. Yes, yes, it is worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. So let's hop right into this. Miss Hughes, my first question is, what led up to you writing this book?
Decided to write the book, Redemption, the truth behind the Michael Jackson child molestation allegation, because I worked for the attorney in 1993 that framed Michael Jackson on the child molestation allegation. The true story was it was an extortion scheme. And when Michael wouldn't give them the money, he wanted the money to make a movie. When Michael refused to give him $20 million so he could make a movie, my attorney devised the scheme, the child molestation allegation, to force him to give him the money.
Wow. Wow. And you were in house at that, so you found out all this information firsthand. It wasn't secondhand. You've seen this all take place.
Yes, I was inside the accuser's camp.
Oh,
I was an eyewitness to him being extorted because the father wanted $20 million to make a movie. And while he was saying, "Give me the money because you ruined my relationship with my son, and me and my son need an opportunity to bond," my attorney was querying the doctor that they later went to frame Michael Jackson with, because they needed somebody credible to make the allegation.
Oh my God. Wow.
Can I ask a question? How long, why did it take so long to get to today? Because this is the first time I think we've all heard about this, isn't it?
In 1993, I came forward. I went to Anthony Pellicano while I was still working with the attorney, and I reported what I had seen and what I had heard. When Michael decided to settle the case in '93, they made him drop the extortion scheme. So all the information that I personally came forward and provided, and that he had, that they were really planning to go to court and win, he had to drop they made him drop the extortion scheme. So that's why, the extortion allegation. So that's why you haven't heard the story about the extortion.
So there was a certain amount of time that you couldn't say or do anything then.
No, I didn't get the idea to write the book until 3 years later. After the 94 settlement, I came up with the idea. I thought it would be the best way to put my information without any media attention, because we went through a lot of media attention when it hit. And so I said, okay, I'll write the book, I'll put it out. They believe me. If they want to believe me, they can believe it. If they don't, oh well. And I never knew that when I put this book out, that the first phone call I would get was Joe Jackson. And he was the biggest supporter of my book. He said, when I called, he said, hold on just a moment. I want to put you on speakerphone so my wife, Catherine, can hear you. And I knew then, only then I knew I was in for a journey that I really wasn't ready for.
Oh my God.
And then Jermaine Jackson was my next call. We actually did an interview together at NBC. He wanted me to come and do an interview with him. And so I wanted Jermaine to, I gave him a copy of the book. I said, I want you to read the book so while you're out there interviewing, you'll know the facts. And Jermaine took the book and gave it back to me and said, can I have your autograph? I said, no, I'm not ready for this. Something is wrong with this journey right here. So I've come forward many a times. And ever since Michael passed, I realized then that this was not just a book that for people to read. This is a movie that needs to be seen, because the extortion scheme was so elaborate. I'm in the office and didn't really quite know. I knew something was wrong. I knew there was something wrong. And even though I was there and an eyewitness, it wasn't until they came against Michael and I'm sitting there watching the breaking news on TV, and I said, it all came together for me.
Then you realized that you could.
I realized that all these little pieces that I was with, and I with those things that didn't make sense while you're hiding. Why are you hiding from the employee? I'm supposed to know everything that you're doing. And then when it did hit, they came unglued. They started. Chandler had no place to meet, so he came for 3 days. Him and Jordy Chandler came and stayed inside of my attorney's office. And I heard Evan blurt out, he says, my ass is in danger of going to prison right here. And I said,
wow. Wow. This is ridiculous.
But there's more, so I just encourage people. We're in the process of, we're venturing down the first element of making a movie is the budget. So we've got a few people at the table proposing, but Joe Jackson taught me something very interesting. He said, until the money is on the table, you don't have a deal. So if there's anybody want to rush to judgment, want to beat somebody to, I'm throwing it out there, but the movie is getting ready to get made, and the world is going to know not only that Michael Jackson was not a child molester. We need to crush the 93 allegation, because that's where it started. And that's what this story does. It tells, while they were trying to say he did it again in 2003, my book was coming out to say he didn't do it the first time. Yeah, he's not a child molester.
Well, it's wonderful that we have somebody that can actually bring this up of the truth coming from the right place, because people are going to question that, as we all know.
Yes.
But it's coming from the right place, and it's coming from where you were actually at. And I can understand now why it took so long. Do you have the financing on it yet?
We have a couple investors at the table right now. The money
everybody out there, hey, come on, jump on this. This is an incredible story.
The money is not on the table.
Well, that we know we need the money.
Notice how I keep saying that.
It's not there yet. It's not.
Well, no, we're going to listen to Joe Jackson. What did he say? Nothing happens till the money is there.
Joe was my biggest supporter, and he said, until the money is on the table, you don't have a deal.
Yeah, the wise man. I've heard that before. Yeah,
definitely. Well, I have a question. At this time when this first was going on, Valentino, you were working with Michael at that time, correct?
Correct.
And how long did you work with Michael?
For about 17 years.
Wow, that must have been amazing.
I actually did. I worked on two capacities under JJ Productions, and then also directly for Sony. also I did stand-in decoy work on the tours.
Wow.
So,
And can I ask, how did you get into that? How did you happen to stumble up to become Valentino? How did you stumble up to be? How did that happen?
first I was born.
Yeah, well, we get that. We get that. How did? Okay, explain to us. How did you and Michael end up together? How did that happen?
Our families actually knew each other completely outside of show business. And when I was a youngster, I was a street dancer, and Michael had a strong affinity for street dancing. So a lot of the guys that worked with him, choreography wise, they were like kind of like big brothers in the street dance scene.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a photographer from Jet Magazine that introduced us initially over the phone, literally over a payphone, because that's
how they were then in those days.
Wow, that's back then.
And I just kind of one introduction led to another, and it just kind of evolved. There was really no preconceived mapping or blueprint. It just evolved, and the more I did, the more I was called to do. And all of the time that, I mean, it's been a lot of time when I'm in these accusers that are out now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know those guys, and I have been in the hotel room watching movies with one of the accusers. His mother was there, Michael was there, Bill Bray, rest in peace, security was there. And if what he was saying were even possible, then I must have been part of it, and I wasn't.
Right.
And I was definitely there.
Wow.
So, and I mean, there's numerous occasions where I was around both of those guys in the presence of Michael, not in the presence of Michael, and it's just very interesting how they
Fabricate a story.
have this epiphany 10 years after he's gone.
Ruth, Mike, you are getting all the honest truth.
Yes. That's
Isn't this cool?
This is so
amazing.
cool. This is what we
is
wanted.
Really...
This is what we needed. This is what needed to happen to clear his name.
Yes.
So this is amazing. This is a perfect step to clearing up his name, because I was a fan of him, and wow, this is.
I think the world was.
I mean, he wasn't. I mean, he
wasn't.
Is.
And still is. And still is. Yeah.
I like the idea of cleaning up his name. That's wonderful.
Yes.
But
That's what
I would have liked it and loved it even more for him to be here to see.
Oh, he's here. He's up there floating around.
I
He's
know,
there.
but for him to be here to
In person.
see
Yeah.
them clear his name,
Yeah.
and for them to have to take that jacket off of him.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that took part of his life.
Yeah.
That's the reason that he's not here today, because of the allegations and the things that they did to him. So I wish he could have been here to see that.
To see his name cleared. But that's, I mean, it's all good.
I want to interject one thing. Who was just talking? That was your mother that was just talking.
That's Ruth Ma. So she's back. She knows about all of the whole situation. You know, I was a kid back in '93. I think I was like 8 years old. You know, so yeah.
We were all 8 years old at one time.
Yeah, well, I was kind of the closest that to 8 than everyone in here. But you know, we're not gonna go there because you guys are all amazing. And I'm young. So listen, and I thank you guys all for taking the time to come out and sit down with me and help me get this story put out here. So back to Ms. Hughes. Can you run down, let us know your background outside of you writing this book? Let us know your background.
At the time, I was a legal secretary, and I was an inspiring missionary. And I'm also a gospel singer-songwriter. It's really interesting because when I wrote the book, I'm writing about a singer-songwriter. And I was able to tell people in the book, I said, if you ever want to know a person, listen to their music. Mm-hmm. And when you listen to Michael Jackson's music, he's telling you who he is. He was somebody that was trying to heal the world. He was somebody that was trying to make this place a better place. And my missionary work, I used to work with children. They're my love. I've been raising kids my whole life. I'm also able to explain his love for children You know, kids, you just want to make them happy. You don't care what we want to come and we want to do sleepovers and we want to get in your bed and, well, can I have a corner of my own bed?
Right.
You know,
That's kids. That's what kids do. It's the innocence of children.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was really interesting how, you know, I really do believe that as a missionary, that this was a mission that God put me on, because, you know, a person who's trying to do good in life and then evil comes, you know, the one thing that God does is God promises that we're never going to be left alone. God gave Michael Jackson a witness. And I believe I was the witness.
You're the witness. Yeah. There's always someone, isn't there?
You know,
there's always someone there that's kind of watching over. You know, you never quite know, whatever the story may be, good, bad, right, or wrong.
Yes.
But there's always someone that sees it.
And was able to.
Fortunately, you were able to get this young lady up and tell the story.
I thank God. Like, she hit me when I got we linked together for this.
Yeah.
I was excited when I first heard about it. I checked with our little producer and everything. They cleared it from the beginning. They did their homework real fast.
Of course.
And it's just been a mission to get everyone lined up to get here today. And I'm glad you all were able to come in and take the time to sit down and help me get the story put out like this.
Can I ask a question with Valentino?
Yes.
Valentino, I watch you dance, and you are the spit image, the way you move, the way you do. How did you learn that? I mean, he dances just.
He shadowed him for 17 years.
You learn from
he learned from the best 17 years.
But you picked it up.
I think there were some spiritual synergies that he and I shared that had nothing to do with entertainment. So it wasn't so much of a chore to learn, because if it's part of you, if it's in you, you just perfect what's already there.
Just like very natural to you.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
And because I'm being a street dancer, it was a situation where a lot of what he performed was an adaptation of street dance.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't that far of a stretch.
Because he had his own way. I mean, there's a lot of street dancers, a lot of dancers, but Michael had his own way.
Well, he mastered the masters.
Yeah, that's the
answer. And he mastered it.
Yeah.
And then put his own signature.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I've always wondered, because I've watched him dance, and it's just like the movement is amazing. So thank you, Mike.
Thank you. I can't wait. You know, I watched Michael, and I just wanted to know, like, the very first time you met Michael. I'd like both of your experience. The first time you met Michael, or what was your experience?
I never met Michael.
Well, I'm sorry. When I say met Michael, I would say like when you met the Joe Jackson.
Yeah. Well, my first encounter was when they came out with the second allegation. We was right at the edge of putting the book out, so my press release was already out there. And the media picked up on it right away, so they started calling my publisher. But I didn't have clearance to use this beautiful picture of Michael Jackson. I had been trying for 2 years to get the clearance, because when I went to Anthony Pelicana and gave him the information from the inside, I told him my daughter loved Michael. He had a beautiful picture of Michael hanging on his wall, autographed, and he took it off the wall and he handed it to me. This is the picture that he gave me when I came forward. And so when I decided to write the book, I wanted this picture. And for 2 years I was trying. One of the ladies from ABC came to interview with me, and she told me, she said, I know the family. And I said, if you know the family, will you please tell them I'm still waiting on clearance to use the picture. And that was 3 days after that Joe Jackson called and said, you tell Mrs. Hughes she's got permission. And then when I met Joe Jackson, I said, how did I get permission? He said, I just called Michael. I said, Michael, the lady is trying to put the book out. She needs clearance on the picture. And he said, Michael said, well, of course she's got my clearance. So I never got a chance to meet him. They tried to get me to meet him several times, several occasions. And but at the time when I released the book, he was under investigation the second time. So he said he couldn't really do anything.
Mix it.
He said I need to. But he gave me advice through his publicist. She told me that he told her, to go, get support from public figures and from political people to help me promote the book.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So you put a lot of work into this, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of persistence.
It was kind of easy because as soon as the fans found out that I had this book out,
they all wanted it.
And they wanted me to go everywhere with it. And they sent me everywhere, wherever they thought of, like, we want you to go here. And then when Michael passed and Catherine did the first year that she did the memorial in Gary, I hadn't gone to Gary, Indiana, so I got a call from her camp saying she wanted me to come down there because she wanted me to bring the book so the people in Gary could know that he was innocent and how that all happened. And I wound up working with her for 7 years.
Wow.
I wound up working
how things lead into everything else.
Down in Gary, Indiana, and Valentino came down.
And then Valentino got involved in it and everything else, and that's how it all.
And that was amazing because we were literally staying inside the home where Michael Jackson lived, where the family lived. And that house was probably about the size of this room right here. And there were 10 kids. And I asked Catherine, I said, how did you guys manage in this little house like this? Catherine said the boys slept in one bedroom, the girls slept in another one, and her and Joe slept in the living room.
Oh, wow.
That's a story on its own. Wow, that's amazing.
But people have to understand that he was used to being in a small quarters. He was used to family being all around him and children being all over the place, because it wasn't just Catherine's children. There was a cousin. There's Keith Jackson who lives down there in Gary. And Keith's mother told me that they were there all the time with Catherine too, and she had 5 kids.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot of kids.
It was
a lot of
big family surrounded by children.
And for him, it was very natural. People didn't understand, obviously.
Yeah, that was why he loved being around kids. That's how he grew up.
Wow. Okay, Valentino, can you tell me your first experience when you first met Michael?
Sure. So when I was first introduced over the payphone, I was invited to. Well, actually, the first time was during the Triumph tour, just with his brothers. And it was the first tour without Jermaine. That's when they did the split. Jermaine stayed with Motown, the brothers. And then I didn't do any work. We had the occasion to meet him. He was backstage at the Forum. And I remember, this was actually kind of funny. So I remember walking in, I went through the wrong door. And I was like, where is he? Like, I'm supposed to be meeting him. Where is he? And I was in a storage closet. So the joke was, if you come out of the closet.
So you came out of the closet.
So you had to come out of that closet.
But through the years, Geraldine has the picture that he asked to be taken of he and I together working. There was several very personal conversations that we had, and I never go to the press or any of that. Not because he was Michael Jackson, but just like because he wouldn't betray a friend,
right,
or someone who has spoken to you in confidence. It doesn't make any sense if you're a genuine person. I always endeavor to be a genuine person. I would say that what he inspired in me, outside of artistically, was just spiritual integrity and compassion, because I never saw anyone that humble and that serving to others. When Michael performs from like 1984, I don't have the exact date, from around 1984 till his death, about almost 100% of the money that he made as a performer, he donated. That's why at the time of his death, it was like $350 or $500 million that he contributed to charities in his lifetime, making him the single greatest giver. He was more honored by that than all the accolades. When Geraldine and I connected in 2015, which was quite a year for me because I lost both my parents 8 months apart.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I connected with Geraldine in between losing him. So I lost my mother in March, my father in December, but we connected in June, well, like May. And then June 25th, which is the anniversary of Michael's passing, we spent several hours closed door with Mrs. Jackson. I'm never going to discuss what the conversation was out of respect, but it was a very quality situation.
Wow, that's amazing. And another question: when Michael passed away, he was preparing for the show. Were you training with him, or practicing with him?
I was with him 2 days before.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I have pictures.
I'm so sorry.
Of him. Skip Jordan, my godbrother here, he can tell you. He's seen the pictures. Him and I'm as close as you and I, and he told me to take the picture. I don't know why. He said this is going to mean something someday. Just like the picture of he and I working on the set of History, where we're dressed identical. I don't know why. When he said let's take the picture, he said it'd be interesting if we turned this way. And he grabbed my face and he twisted my head. That's the way he was. But it's actually a series of pictures. The first picture, which I never really released, I'm kind of hunched over laughing because we just got out of the van and he had just tickled me in my side before we got in position. So I'm saying all this to say that the human aspect of him was greater than the superstar aspect of him.
You told the real Jackson,
the
real Michael Jackson of the things he did that
Correct.
you experienced, which probably I
Correct.
doubt if anybody else experienced that since you were that close. You know, amazing.
I would say that he, like, there's so many stories, but one in particular I remember when we were in some former communist country. He went into the hospital, the children's hospital, and the conditions were deplorable. And he told all of the parties that were involved that were going to benefit, I'm going to start by writing a check to change the conditions, and I want all of you in like kind to do the same, since you're going to benefit from my performing here, or I'm not going on stage tomorrow.
Wow, that is amazing. That's the way to get it done. That's the way to get the job done.
It's amazing that because these are true stories. So it's just
authentic. This is
it's
like
authentic.
firsthand.
This is what it is.
It's not hearsay.
No,
this is
none
literally
of this is hearsay.
Wherever there's no, the media for whatever reason they're not interested.
Oh, of course.
We are.
We are. They're interested in the negative. We're interested in the positive. So that's what's good. So
true story coming out.
I appreciate you actually coming and letting people in on the real Michael, not what they've read, not what they've seen on TV, the actual real person day to day, not worried about cameras, the real Michael. So thank you for actually coming and sharing your stories and your interaction with him. And thank you for trying to clear his, not trying to, thank you for coming and clearing this man's name.
Yeah.
Thank you both. We appreciate it. And you guys, let everyone know where they can get the book.
Currently, Redemption, The Truth Behind the Michael Jackson Child Molestation Allegation is available on Amazon. I'll be working simultaneously with the movie to do the second edition because I have so much more to add to it. The whole journey of the book has been amazing.
Okay, hey, we're ready for it all. I'm ready to get my read on. I'm going to sit back and, I'm not going to do the Apple read where it reads to me. I'm going to take a chance, read it myself. And I look forward to this. I look forward to the movie. I look forward to your show, seeing more of everybody, including both of you. Keith, I know you are getting ready to start filming for
a TV series. It's called Grip. It's brand new out there. We start filming in a little over 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be my most challenging role. I'm playing a Texas district attorney, so I have to study the character, study the accent, the whole attitude.
So You get that. You get it. You get that.
He looks like an attorney, doesn't he?
I was going to say, yeah, you look like an attorney. Like,
yeah, you could definitely be an attorney.
Ticked off attorney. You get that.
Yeah.
Well, Ms. Neon.
Yes.
I know what you got going. I know what you got going, but I'm going to let you tell everybody what you have coming up on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, I have my show coming up. Actually, Valentino will be on the show as well. And also Geraldine will be on the show. So I've got that coming up. It's always a pleasure to be down here on your show, though, Mike. Rude Mike is amazing. Rude Mike actually first came on my show some time ago, Vegas Live with Nina, so don't forget that. Yes. And don't forget to subscribe, because my producer says, tell everybody to subscribe on YouTube. So I've done that too. Valentino has been a friend of mine for some time. And in his production company, I'm kind of his voice. So when I interrupt a lot, which I do because that's my job, to interrupt and be rude. Rude Mike, rude Dinon. And so we kind of go together a little bit. We do the same sort of thing. But I'm actually his voice, and we've done many sort of voiceovers and different things, so in his company. So that's why I asked certain questions, because of knowing him for so long. And Valentino is a person of his own. He's very quiet. He's very real. He loves people, and only the truth comes out. So with Geraldine and Valentino, and listening to their story of what's going on, which I'll have them both on my show, Vegas Live with Nina, on this coming Tuesday, which will be airing the end of that week, next week. And it's just all amazing to me that the truth, always comes to the top.
Yes, it is. It always comes to light. Like,
oil seeks its own level, and I've just heard it today, and it's just amazing. And of course, Keith is one of my directors for my show, Vegas Live with Nina. And I have, where is she? I have Lynn here. She's also my director for talent. And then I have Steve. Hi, Steve. And I like to bring all their names up because it is part of what we're all doing. And they should, just because they're behind the scenes, like Michael would do, bring in other people that don't get their name out there, and like you do and you do. And so we are kind of a team of bringing people together and letting the truth out there. And like you as well, Michael.
No, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Well, look, I don't really know what else to say other than thank you.
Can I say
thank you?
one thing?
Oh, of course.
I definitely have to thank, because I'm so blessed to have the team that I have. My manager, Jarena King, is in the building, actually in the room.
She's filming.
And Skip Jordan, my spiritual brother, my god brother, who covers me and keeps me in line when needed and lifts me up when needed. My beloved, she's out.
Victoria.
And Costume Mama, Roberta Dumont, who takes care of all of what I'm wearing. And I'm just really, really thankful for that team.
Oh my gosh.
We've got such a great team going, haven't we?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I like that.
Okay, so I'm going to basically stop this real quick. I just wanted to jump back in real quick as I do so. So give me one moment while I stop sharing this 1 moment and come back into presenting myself. Give me 1 moment. All right, so as you can see, there's a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of stuff that is so exciting. As I said, I wanted to play that out as long as I could. And, that line, if anybody had missed it, it was viewable. And I went and I shared that because, between them all, everybody had a true vision of finally coming out and saying what needed to be said, finally. Give me 1 moment. James Anthony, I had the pleasure of speaking with him today, as well as Miss Hughes. What a beautiful, beautiful time that was. They actually, taking that time out. So, as you heard, going beyond the book, and of course, there's another one coming behind it, right? And, when I was a kid, and when I growing up loving music, music was truly the soul of everything. As it said, music was another way of saying words, right? Through music, from the heart, from the soul, from the mind. And of course, life happening, right? Growing up, watching the Jackson 5 when Michael got started in that journey. Going into a few other natures of seeing Jackson coming her way, but sticking with Michael Jackson, you know, I created a bond there. And what happened next? You know, come to the moonwalk. Everybody wanted to figure out the best way of doing that moonwalk. And as you heard coming directly from where gentleman said himself, hey, you know, learn it from the best because you're in front of the best, right? So now you got two people there, right, side by side. You already have the book, right? Now come to the movie and helping support this movie and actually moving it forward to getting it produced and out there. Talk about a documentary that's been overdue and ready to finally just say, here it is. Here it is from beginning to end. To tie with the book, as you heard, you know, there's more to be added to that. You know, such a beautiful thing. And then what, you know, me coming out of my shyness at the time, you know, and singing, right? Who would have thought, right? And going to somewhat of a choir, you know, there's some songs there. And what was one of them? We Are the World. Everybody came together, as they said, in what you just saw, meaning of everything, the essence of it all, spoke highly of everything of the vision. So between Mrs. Hughes and of course Nancy Beyonce, and then you know getting behind everything, okay. So you know, right now, you know, those that would truly like to see this come to life, finally get it out there, um, and getting this movie produced, you know, the funding side, you know, we could always use a little help to getting that done. As we know, those that are us there, any type of movies, we know what that all involves. So all I'm asking is share this with everybody you know. Those that you know that would be more than happy to help get this production off the ground and out there so that everybody can finally get to the truth, right? As I said in the beginning. And what better way? You have two people involved, two people that lived it, woke up next to one another inside the house and lived that journey. So they are going to do what they know best, right? And two fabulous people. Again, you know, I wish to thank everybody that fully, truly brought me to this. And I connected because, again, with all things music and growing up, uh, hey, I did the moonwalk too. I don't know if I could do it quite flawlessly like Valentino did or does because he puts his own juice and his own energy into it and everything. Um, you know, of course, naturally, again, you know, thank you, James Anthony. Well, you know, I'll go ahead and matter of fact, let me bring that up real quick so I can bring up his page and share that with you real quick. So as I bring that up, give me one moment. I'll bring that in. All right, so let me try to adjust the screen a little bit. So as you can see, you know, this is James Anthony Wells, very much the gentleman that you saw that there in the background, just coming off his page. You know, go ahead and give us, you know, follow his page, Facebook page, as you can see, you know, right off the top, right? Connected with me, and I really, really, really like to thank you for that, taking that time out, especially for me, speaking with Ms. Hughes as well. I know everybody's super, super busy in their day and what they do. And it was fabulous, 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 fabulous speaking to you both and giving you that opportunity. Definitely have a follower, you definitely have a friend, you definitely have a connection. And in my better ways of passing it forward and doing what I do best, again, the paying it forward system, let's help try fund this a little bit. Get this out there. Those are you can find or know or myself as well. I'm going to reach out to quite a few people that I know and get this out there. Why not, right? Enjoy the book. Now see it come stream right live on to you direct and putting it all together and just know there's going to be fabulous more things to come with that. So go ahead and give, James Anthony Wells you love. Once, that other information comes through, of course, naturally you heard Nia and her beautiful journey and what she does. And that's why I let it play as long as I did. That way there. So, I mean, you can get to know everything there is, of course, naturally. This is one thing that I always do every single time, just to come to an overall, way to see the person and what they're all about, an overall review of everything that they've done, and of course, naturally follow along in their timeline as well. Go beyond that light, go beyond, just the following, through the inspiring words, keep getting that inspiration as needed. And again, those that know ways to help fund to get this out there so we could all then not only get seeing the book, because the book is out there, and she said she's already working on that second set. So, like she said, more to come. And what a beautiful thing to have a photo that finally was able to view out to everybody. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this real quick so I can come back in. All right. So again, I like to thank everybody. I do apologize for that little small technical issue there that it went a little haywire with me, but this will be in. And should go ahead and share it. So James, be on the lookout for this. Go ahead and share it with the twos. Go share it back with Mia as well. Of course, asking hello to all my welcome to my friends. As I said, as long as this is, listen to it, and again, share with everybody Let's see how much funding we can help to support this film to be getting out there. I could put it this way, doing pilot tests for TV series, right, here in Vegas, and it also goes into Florida as well. But bringing them in, watch a series that may be viewable either on HBO, Showtime, or wherever it's going to air. Get their feedback once they watch that 15, 20-minute, 45-minute preview. Get an overall gist of how many people are going to tune in, and then the producers can say, yes, we're going to get behind this. We're going to get it. We're going to get it done. Time to get it done. I don't care what the cost is. Let's get it done so we can now bring it out to be in a documentary. I follow a lot of documentaries. I definitely would love to see this coming out so that way there I could come and see exactly that whole transition, right? And when you need help to get to that fund as far as sponsor to help fund the getting that done so that they can produce it. Those that come from the film industry that go out there and put all this together, the time, the makeup, the writers, the script, getting it propped out, getting it ready to getting it all together. But I can tell you this, between the two of them, they lived the life, they know their life, they lived it, breathed it, smelt it, they were there. So for like I said, everything should just flow from their mouth because they're speaking the truth. When you tell a lie, you gotta tell a million more. And you gotta kind of remember what you said. When you continue to tell the truth, that's all you need to say. And because now it's just going to keep coming out flawlessly, there's no need to remember what's being said because this is what you continue to say. So thank you for tuning in. Share this with everybody you know. I'm going to drop the link in there. I'll go ahead and include James as well to connect with him as well. And let's see what we can do to help fund this so we can get this movie out there, let everybody watch it. And then from there, now, rather than all that stuff that you normally hear with like if anything else that you hear, now you'll be able to at least see it from the exact point of view between the two that were actually physically there. I'd like to thank for everybody that tuned in today. And please do share this with everybody. Hey, reach out to a few people, see what we can do to help get this movie a go. And hey, who knows? When we see it, we can all say, hey, it was great to be behind this. About time we got it out there, and it's great to see it to go to the masses, because just as it was when We Are the World that went wild, as it did when he did the moonwalk, beyond everything else, including when he was the part of the little kid near Jackson 5. Well, then that's really all I can really say, because why not let the two that are going to flawlessly do it, knock it out of the park? The book is done. The book is being sold, as you heard. Get it available through Amazon. And of course, actually, there's a second set coming, and to help get this funded and get it out there. Let's watch it together and then come back, share, love, love, love. Don't forget to comment and leave reviews. We'll see you all again soon. Have a fabulous week, and we'll see you all again soon.